believed they're not acting responsibly. I want to bring into the conversation right now Donna Rice. She's the president CEO of an organization called Enough is Enough. It's a kids' online safety organization. Donna, as we welcome you to the conversation, you know, Meta is arguing that it's invested heavily in making these platforms safer for young users. In your opinion, have they done enough?
No, they haven't done enough. And I've been doing this work since 1994. And from the beginning, we've been calling on companies, this is way even before social media, to design their products and their platforms with safety in mind. They haven't done it. And now the courts in New Mexico and California, the previous lawsuit and jury verdicts, have found a way around Section 230. And that's a good thing, because this is really raising the bar here that these companies like Meta need to be treated like big tobacco was. They know that their products and their algorithms are intentionally designed to hook kids. And this is, in fact, happening not just with Meta, but with all the platforms. Now, Meta is the big, big elephant in the room, and they're the one that's getting hit. But I really encourage the AGs to look at all of these companies, because we need a complete paradigm shift of flipping of the switch to safety by default, filters on by default, age verification, these things we've been calling for a long time. So finally, the chickens have come home to roost.
Alum, your reaction. She makes some very good points.
I think a lot of people who are sincerely worried during COVID how the Biden administration would pressure social media companies to censor their platforms, to censor political speech. Now, they didn't have the power to regulate social media companies. But when you say social media companies like tobacco, that does set the precedent that the federal government can regulate them like tobacco. And they won't use that power for protecting kids. They'll use that power to suppress political speech they don't agree with.
There is an interesting question, Donna, about personal responsibility, too. So where does the parent's responsibility start and a technology company's responsibility end? You know, if a child's spending hours on a platform, should the parents take the phone away, cut the internet? Where do you see that? Start and stop.
Yeah, we do a lot, not just on the policy side, but on educating, equipping, and empowering parents. We do and have for decades say, limit your child's access to the internet. And if they are on internet connected technologies, use all the parental control tools. But you cannot put the burden onto parents. You have got to share this responsibility. And I couldn't disagree with the other guests more. I mean, we have to regulate these companies. They've been given decades to do the right thing, and they have not done it. So we started a Treat Big Tech Like Big Tobacco campaign a number of years ago, and this is finally happening. And if you look at all these lawsuits and you look at the laws trying to get passed in the Senate right now, it's all about kids' online safety. So I really think it's a bridge way too far to say that this is just going to end up a censorship issue.
It's already been.
It's
already been a very rough year for Meta anyway. And Don, I heard you say the scrutiny should expand to other platforms. I'd be interested in talking to you more on that in a later conversation. But already they're paying Meta is nearly $1 billion in New Mexico over this child safety violation case. Here's New Mexico's AG. This is Raul Torres, and he's responding to Meta's claim that it can't police all the bad actors out there. Listen to this.
This is a company with a lot of technological know-how, with a lot of resources. And I think the message that the jury delivered yesterday is that they need to do a whole lot more to make their users safe, to create a safe environment. And fundamentally, they need to stop misleading customers and users about the safety of the platform.
I guess part of the case is we'll see what plays out and what evidence is presented is what they knew and when, and did they really understand the stickiness of their product and in fact know that even some of the boundaries they had placed on their product, you can't get on unless you're over the age of 13, they knew those were being violated and they did nothing. Your response, Alum? That's the allegation, just being clear here.
So there should obviously be a version of these platforms that's just for kids. And maybe they didn't go as far as they needed to in addressing that. I don't think that's an excuse to regulate them like tobacco companies, because they're not just tobacco companies, are they? They are platforms for political speech. And I'll give you a concrete example of what I mean. Alondra Nelson is the Biden administration official who led the previous administration's whole of government effort to suppress disinformation online involving 26 agencies. She's now on the board of an organization called the Knight Georgetown Institute, and their goal, their whole focus is changing the algorithms of changing the design of social media platforms through lawsuit, through litigation like this one, which they've commented on and they've supported. So that is the sort of person who's supporting this, someone who led the previous administration's censorship efforts, not just a small-time official, but the person who's in charge of it all, Alondra Nelson.
Huge impact, the ripple effects. We'll be watching them. Alum Bakari, Donna Rice Hughes, appreciate the conversation. I know it's not over. We'll see you soon. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.